Wonder how some cars defy the ordinary and trade the smooth pavement for rugged terrains? Get ready for a thrilling ride as we explore the wild side of automotive engineering. If you think supercars are meant for smooth pavement, think again. Welcome car enthusiasts, I'm your host, Kevin, and today we're going to uncover the 10 supercars that go off-road and beyond. Stick with me until the end and brace yourself for the surprise waiting at number 2. Let's rev up the excitement and embark on this off-road journey of adrenaline and innovation. Number 10. Lefit X-Road. The Lefit Xroad is like a tough off-road beast that you can actually drive on the street. It's built by Laffite Supercars, a company founded in 2017 by a former race car driver and his wife. This car is a bit special and rare. Lefit is all about making unique cars. Not many of them, but really cool ones. They even create custom cars for super rich people. Now, the X-Road is not your usual car. Lefit calls it the all-terrain supercar, trying to create a new category in the car world. It's kind of like a legal version of those fast off-road racers you see in events like Dakar. What's under the hood? Well, it's a strong 6.3-liter V8 engine that can go from 470 to 720 horsepower, depending on how you want it. It's not just powerful, it's also designed to be street legal. The car is not heavy, less than 3,000 pounds, and it's built to be fun to drive. With big tires, lots of suspension travel, and that powerful engine, it makes for adventures. Whether you're driving on the street, in the mud, on rocks, or in the dunes, this car promises an awesome time. Number 9. The Lamborghini Urus. Before you get too worked up and say, oh no, Lamborghini SUV with a Raging Bull logo? That's a bit much. Hold on a second. This isn't their first rodeo in the SUV world. Now let's talk about what's under the hood of the Lamborghini Urus. Forget about sensible diesel engines. They slapped a 4.0-liter V8 with a couple of turbochargers for a whopping 657 horsepower. That means 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.5 seconds. Let's get to the good stuff. How this beast handles and performs. Despite its weight of over 2 tons, the Urus dives into corners with enthusiasm. Quick steering, little body lean, and insane grip levels, thanks to tech wizardry like active anti-roll bars and 4-wheel steering. It launches hard, and when it hits second gear, it's like reeling in the horizon. And if you want to take control, there are paddles behind the wheel. But it's not just about speed. The Urus has off-road modes. They jack up the air suspension and tweak the power delivery, making it handle slippery conditions with ease, though not quite Range Rover levels. Inside, it's all Lamborghini flair, fighter jet style buttons, angular air vents, and it's a far cry from its Audi Q7 cousin. The Urus isn't just a wild bull on the road, it's a Lambo that can handle the rough and tumble too. Number 8. Bowler EXR-S. Imagine this. You're cruising down the road, wind in your hair, and you come across a sleek, powerful machine that's not your typical Land Rover. This Land Rover is famous for being able to go anywhere you want and having fancy British luxury vibes. But not many people know about them in the racing world. Since 1985, Bowler Motorsports has been trying to change that. They make rally racers based on Land Rovers, and their latest one, the EXR-S, keeps up the tradition. The EXR-S has the recognizable headlights and grille from a Range Rover Sport, but the rest of the car is different. It sits on a shorter wheelbase, so it's easier to swing around corners. They added vents and ducts to cool the brakes and dampers, and they widen the wheel arcs. Underneath the shorter body is a strong hydroformed chassis and a tubular roll cage made of tough steel. The engine is hooked up to a 6-speed automatic transmission that you can shift manually using paddle shifters. Bowler says the EXR-S can go from 0 to 62 in 4.2 seconds and won't stop until it hits the electric limiter at 155 miles per hour. Land Rovers are known for off-road skills, and Bowler just makes them even better and faster. If this partnership keeps bringing out cars like the EXR-S, it's definitely a match made in heaven. Number 7. Megatrack. Most folks are just getting used to the idea of off-road supercars, but back in the 1900s, there were some real trailblazers. Mega, a spin-off of a French company, Axiom, was one of them. They cooked up one of the wildest off-road supercars, the Megatrack. Now technically this car was more like a purebred supercar than your typical SUV, but when Megatrack's designers were hunting for the right engine, they first checked out French car makers, but none of them had what they needed. They eventually settled on the V12 engine developed by Mercedes-Benz for the W140, and yes, it had an automatic transmission. Meanwhile, the masterminds behind the project came up with the 4-wheel drive system. Even though the Megatrack tipped the scales at over 2 tons, that 12-cylinder engine made it a speed demon. It could hit a top speed of 155 miles per hour and go 0 to 62 in about 6 seconds. And get this, it could tear up the asphalt, snow, or gravel. Only 5 of these bad boys were ever made. Number 6. XING Mobility Miss R. The XING Mobility Miss R is a cool electric car prototype made by the Taiwanese company XING Mobility. What makes the Miss R special is that it's not just a regular electric supercar. It can handle both on-road and off-road adventures. For off-road fun, you have to switch up the tires and bumpers, plus lift up the car with the suspension. It sounds like a bit of a job. Not something you can do quickly and easily, but it's worth it because this car has an electric powertrain that packs a power punch with 1,341 horsepower. Zooming from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 1.8 seconds is crazy fast. But the Miss R isn't just a speedy toy. It's like a test platform for pushing tech boundaries and using it in different areas. We're curious to see how it stacks up against the Tesla, the electric king. Wow, we are halfway through. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and like the video. Now, let's go off-roading again. Number 5. Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato. After the Urus hit the scene in 2017, Lamborghini got busy and cooked up a new model called the Lamborghini Huracan Sterrato. Now, sticking to what they know, Lamborghini kept the name familiar. Huracan for hurricane, and Sterrato for getting dirty. This ride is smooth, making it the comfiest Huracan around. Speed bumps and potholes don't stand a chance, and parking becomes a breeze. It rocks the same awesome 5.2-liter V10 engine, bringing the same speed and roar. The look is on point too. Rally-inspired arch cladding, spotlights, and a snorkel. It's got the whole package. Surprisingly, it's a blast on the track and off-road, handling sand, gravel, and dust like a champ. Number 4. Porsche 911 Dakar. When you think about Porsche off-roaders, you might first think of the Porsche Cayenne SUV, or the smaller Macan, which is not as off-road capable. But guess what? The Porsche 911 sports car has a rich off-road history. The Dakar is a stripped-down 911 Carrera 4 GTS, ready for off-road adventures. It has a 60mm lift in ride height, adjustable up to 90mm with a push button for those sand dune moments. Rugged Pirelli Scorpion off-road tires, designed for Porsche, have double carcasses to avoid flat and a 9mm tread depth for good grip. Add rear wheel steering, underbody protection, tow hooks, 911 turbo radiators, GT3 carbon black seats, a carbon fiber rear wing, and an optional roll cage, and now you've got a sports car that can handle a beating. Number 3. Prodrive Hunter. Meet the Prodrive Hunter. It's made to tackle tough international rally raid events, and it's like the missing piece for a super successful name in global motorsports. This machine has a rich history of winning in world rallies, touring cars, Le Mans, and even F1 under David Richards' management of the BAR Grand Prix team. Behind the cozy two-seater cockpit, there are spare wheels and a massive fuel tank that can hold up to 500 liters of gasoline. Picture yourself surrounded by the modern adventurer's dream: an advanced infotainment system, comfy seating, and a driver-friendly layout ensuring you're in control. Prodrive brings its experience to the off-road scene with the Hunter, ensuring that every inch of this machine is finely tuned for optimal performance. Number 2. Ariel Nomad. The Nomad, kind of like the Atom before it, is super smart. There's no doubt about it. It's not just cool to look at, driving is even better. It's comfy and easier to live with. It's still super sharp like the Atom. It's like a fancy toy, but if you've got the space to play with it, there's nothing else like it. The bright orange and black paint goes so well with the chunky pipes, and you just think, that thing must be a blast to drive. And guess what? You're not wrong. On the road, it's a total blast thanks to its beefed up suspension and big wheels. But off-road, where it's meant to go, it's even better. It can hit 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds and 100 miles in 8.7. It's got a 6-speed manual gearbox like the regular Atom, but the drivetrain is tougher, suspension is beefier, and the body panels are more flexible. All to make it more versatile on the road, track, or even better yet, deep in a forest. Number 1. SCG Boot. The SCG Boot is one of the weirdest looking road cars around. It's got this exposed bodywork, headlights like a jumping spider, giant off-road tires, and it's as big as a Tonka toy. Pretty imposing, huh? And to top it off, it's got a supercharged V8 engine, a roof snorkel, and 2 Gatling gun exhausts next to a full-size spare tire. Driving is a unique experience. If you're looking for a car for the apocalypse, this could be it. With the giant wheels at each corner, you feel like you're taking up the whole road. Got quick steering, soft suspension, and loads of roll, making patience a virtue. But once it settles, you can trust it. The interior isn't luxurious, but it's roomy with comfy seats and modern tech. Off-road, it's a beast. The rear wheels dig into the ground, throwing dirt and scenery behind like a mad whirlwind. The supercharged engine roars and the suspension travels like a speedboat over the desert. These top 10 off-road supercars conquer the rugged terrain in style. Which one blew your mind? These cars sure know how to navigate the wild paths. But hey, if you think these off-road beasts were impressive, buckle up for your next ride. Top 10 cars with too much power. I'll see you over there. Until then, drive safe, and may your engines keep on roaring.